Hey everybody, welcome to White Noise Live. I'm Kyle.
I'm Ricky.
This is episode 14, I think.
Yes, 14.
We're never sure. I ask that like it's a question every time, because I don't actually, haven't actually kept track of it, and still don't know what I'm going to say. I just hit start, and then I just start talking, without actually knowing. I should like get an intro written down for this or something.
That's
It'll
the
make it
best
sound more
plan.
professional.
Just start it.
I feel like we'll be doing this in like just the years down the road. We still just will not be planning for this kind of stuff at all. Won't be any more professional. We'll still just be jumping right in and just winging it the whole time. So yeah, we had our Kerbal Space Program video come out a couple weeks ago since the last podcast. That was pretty cool. Gotta have Scott Manley on. It did pretty well. Our numbers weren't quite as big as I was hoping, which was too bad. Like, I thought having another big YouTuber in it would kind of bring it up, at least to like the level of the first one, because the very first Kerbal video got like 25,000 views or something within its first day.
Well, I thought it was good. Maybe it'll pick up later. How old
Yeah,
is that game? That game's been around forever.
Has it? It could be one of those things where my memory is failing me. I thought, to me, in my mind, it was still fairly new, but
I'd have to say like at least 3 or 4 years old.
it's definitely kind of within that middle ground now. Actually, its official initial release date, according to a Google search, was in 2015.
No way.
But it was like a beta before that for a while. You could buy it in, you could buy it off of Steam under the, what am I trying to say? The in progress thing, early
green
access.
light? Oh yeah, the early access.
Yeah.
I bought Darkest Dungeon like that, and that's been sort of cool because it just sort of adds on the new content as it comes out.
Yeah, I'm mixed on early access games. Some of them I really want to get, but then I kind of agree with some. It depends on who's making it sometimes. I don't know. Some people have pointed out that early access sort of allows for lazier game making in a way, because you're already paying them, they're already getting the money for it, and then there's not quite as much incentive to actually keep up with the production schedule quite as much. And you're paying for something that doesn't exist yet, and then people get weird and entitled about it, and it just kind of causes a lot of problems.
I feel like games like Kerbal work great on early access because it's just a sandbox game.
And they keep building on it as it goes.
Yeah, I feel like anything that's like really like storyline based should not be released early access.
I guess my go-to example of when early access goes wrong is, ironically, DayZ, which is the video we're filming in a few hours. Because DayZ came out, it was a popular mod, and then they released it as a full standalone game, but they released it in early access, and it was super buggy. Like, zombies walked through walls and all. Like, it actually wasn't finished, which I think is entirely the wrong way to do early access, is just, like, releasing it before it's even playable, really. And so by the time, it may not even be early access anymore. It might actually be out, but I have no idea. I stopped paying attention to it because it just kind of loses its steam, like, it has all the hype when you first release it.
It loses its steam.
Yeah, but then you get to the point where it's like, yay, it's done. It's actually finished. The full game is out, and by then nobody really cares anymore because it's been out the whole time, but incomplete. I don't know. It seems like you're hurting yourself kind of by doing that if you don't put out a game that is functional to begin with, which some games have done. Like Kerbal Space Program is fine. Minecraft obviously did perfectly okay, letting people play it before it was technically complete.
Well, like, the way Darkest Dungeon did it is it's like the game was finished, just not all the parts. So, like,
right.
When it launched, it was like there were 3 different dungeons and there were 6 classes. And I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. And then, like,
but those dungeons and classes
later,
were probably mostly finished, right? Like those.
Well, everything that it was in the game was finished. There wasn't anything wrong with what was in the game. And then just like a little bit down the line, it's like, here's 2 more classes and an extra area to explore. And then it's like, and here's the last 3 classes in the last dungeon. and one new mechanic that never made it into the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do
it
that.
sort
Is
of
make sure that
naturally
the
built on its self. So
just make the base game solid and then start releasing additional pieces rather than actually releasing the
Right.
game before it's finished.
If you like release the game and it's just like not like playable,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, you
that's
literally zombies walked through walls. You couldn't get like it completely defeated the purpose of the game. Some people, John and Jeffrey, were still playing it, but I could never get into it
they're John
because
and Jeffrey.
of everything was going wrong. Quick shout out to our chat people at the moment because we don't have many. Connor Sarksasm and Teal Hekan something. Hi, how you guys doing?
T.L. Heekin is a man after my own love of puns there. Losing steam.
So yeah, we're doing a Daisy. Me and Ethan are shooting a Daisy video at his place in a few hours. It was an idea that John came up with. Should be pretty fun.
Daisy. I never played it, but I've heard concepts of it.
Yeah, same really. I've seen other people playing it and heard people talking about it, but I never played it when the mod was out. And then,
It sounds like a very sandboxy game, and I can't handle sandboxy games.
it is one of those games that sounds like it takes a lot of time put into one session, which are exactly the kind of games that I can't play anymore.
Like, I need
Just 'cause-
something to do in a game.
It's kind of that's why another reason I like TF2 so much because you can just jump in and play just about how much you want and then be done, and you're doing something the whole time.
It's literally the same thing as Overwatch. It literally, like, I know you haven't played
Overwatch
it yet.
is the same thing as TF2.
Yes, that's
First
what
of
I'm saying.
all,
I'm telling you, Overwatch is just Team
Important
Fortress
distinction.
3. It's just Team Fortress 3. It's good. I think that Valve just can't release, like, they can't put the number 3 on any of their games. So, like, as a solution, they outsourced. They're like, hey, we want to make this third TF game.
secretly it's just Valve
Can you
behind
make
the whole
it
thing.
for us? And Blizzard's like, sure, we'll help you out.
That
Half-Life
works.
3 unconfirmed.
Half-Life 3 will just be called something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're using the Daisy. I'm trying to use every video to like try to specifically try to challenge myself on actually filming it. So on today's video, we're going to be out in the heat in midday where light is terrible, and I'm just going to be using the camera with the microphone attached to it because I'm trying to practice for a bigger series that we're currently writing that's going to require much more like jumping in and out really quick in different locations kind of filmmaking, but still making it look good. So I have to
The
learn how to
space
do that
western.
first.
That's not a space
Yeah.
western or in space.
Yeah, the space western that is barely in space and not a western at all.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We started writing. We got all the episodes for the first season laid out last weekend,
You guys should
which
come
is
and
way
do
more
some,
progress.
do some filming in Lubbock. I've got plenty of
We
desolate.
have one episode planned in Lubbock.
Desolate. I literally live in front of right now. It's just a empty field.
That is fantastic. We plan to be there for exactly one episode.
TF3.
We're going to be shooting-
Blizzard Polish Bungalow.
We're going to be shooting one in Lubbock, one in Dallas, couple in Houston, and then one in East and West Texas somewhere. We haven't picked cities for either of those
East and
locations.
West Texas.
One for each of those. We just need to pick a spot.
Luckily,
But,
Texas isn't that big, so I mean it'll be easy to do.
Yeah, we probably won't be going like to the borders of Texas, except for when we go to Oklahoma for one episode.
I'm going to Oklahoma for John. Is that where he is
Yeah.
at?
Yep.
It's like he's either in Oklahoma or Kansas.
So I can't really talk too much about the series just yet because we're gonna finish writing it and actually get started on production before I share too much. If you would like to get updates as they happen, I am sharing them on our Patreon page to our patrons. So if you donate at least $1 a month, you can get those updates as they go. But yeah, we're planning on trying to start production on that later at the end of the year. and I'm unsure about how that will affect channel schedule at all. Right now we're just focused on writing it and making sure it's good and worth putting all the energy into. But yeah,
is
looking
the
forward to
script in
that.
the Dropbox or what you have written yet?
There's not a script yet. I have a Google Doc full of complete mess of notes right now and a few audio recordings of me, Ian, and Rachel talking, and those are my only reference points at the moment.
That's all you need.
On our next writing session, we're supposed to be actually making outlines, like full episode outlines, so I can send those to you when we have
Nice.
that we're good to go. I'm also working on making a mobile game right now, so I don't know if everybody in chat saw the video, the behind the scenes video we put out yesterday, talking about like my kind of large schedule change happening soon. I'll be leaving my job in 3 weeks at the news station that I work at, and doing freelance full time, which should be way more fun. Probably harder, but I think it'll be worth it, and will probably give me a little bit more time to work on the channel as well. I'm going to be teamed up with Joey Basham, who was the producer, etc. on the guards themselves, and also has been in a few of our videos. He was in the Mad Max one and the what was the other one? The Avatar. He was in both of those. We make him play villains a lot.
Wait,
because he was also
he was in the
the
Avatar video?
yeah, he was one of the firebenders. He's the guy with the big beard.
I guess all I can remember from that whole thing is the terrifying Ian.
DoodleCon.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing that video was good for in the end, was creating DoodleCon.
The effects were really good.
Yeah.
It was very much like James Cameron's Avatar. It's really cool to look at.
Yeah, basically. Till Higgins says, I saw it, referring to the video I did. There was a random Canadian flag. I guess I thought I said sorry in a much heavier accent than I did.
In what
In
video?
that video.
Are you
The quitting my job behind the scenes video thing.
Is there a Canadian flag in that video?
At one point, like, I was just editing it, and at one point I said sorry, and it said, to me it sounded like I said just full on Canadian, just sorry, just really heavy, and so I just flashed a Canadian flag in the corner, but I guess it wasn't that obvious to everybody else because everybody kept asking, why is there a Canadian flag there? So.
I remember just Jeffrey just standing there in that video.
Yeah. I'm trying to. That's another thing. Hopefully, we'll be able to have more people on set as we go and actually get behind the scenes, like, of the full production. But at the moment, we just keep getting like these little clips of things. I'm just kind of smashing them together. We have a full behind the scenes video coming out for next week's video, which is a really weird one that me and JP did.
Wait,
so
what?
We'll have that. And we're planning on working community comments. The reason we're not doing that right now is I'm planning on working community comments back into the behind the scenes video and making that like one encapsulated thing, and trying to come up with a name just for that sort of behind the video this week in White Lightning kind of thing. I'm not sure what we'll call it.
It needs to be like alliterative, and it needs to give the impression of what we're doing. So something like community comments.
But it's not all of that. It's going to be behind the scenes mixed with community comments. It's like all the extra things we've been doing smashed into one video instead of just community comments. Because I'm lazy, and that way I only have to edit one video and not two. So yeah, we'll have to come up with a name for that.
Kyle's Corner. Corner spelled with a K.
But yeah, I started working on video game because I really want to make VR games eventually. So I thought I'd like start at the smallest level and work my way up. Smallest level is currently
Candy Crush.
Mobile games. Yeah, it used to be Flash games. I was around when that was Flash games instead.
Those were the days, right?
So now I'm working on it's a game called Action Dive, and you play as like a little action hero character jumping off of something really high and trying to avoid a bunch of obstacles on the way down. And it's gonna be displayed as like an action movie. Like it'll be like a little, like the loading screen will be like an action movie poster, and then you do the thing, and then your score is displayed in randomly generated movie reviews. And you
Nice.
kind of play by like tilting the phone back and forth to dodge around stuff. It should be fun. I've been making progress on it. There's a lot of I have not done so much math in my entire like since school as I have done in the last week trying to get the physics system to work in this game.
You need to make
But
the
I'm having fun with
concept
it.
simple,
It is
but
like
the
the
execution
word
very difficult.
that
And
is
then you can be
a
the
perfect
next.
description of this thing so far.
Also, you need to offer microtransactions
No,
to get better at the game.
it'll be 99 cents. You just buy it once off the App Store, and you can play it as much as you want. That's what I'm planning to do. So we will make an announcement, and we might make a video about it. I've been thinking we could just like make a video about our game and use that just
I like this
to promote the game.
rip Newgrounds comment.
Yeah, it's still alive. It's not technically dead. It's just on all kinds of life support.
Didn't you go to Newgrounds Day again?
No, I haven't been since that one year. I don't get invites anymore because I don't make stuff for Newgrounds.
They stopped inviting me.
They only invite people who have made something recently or who are too popular to not invite, like Ego Raptor.
Does he go?
He went to the one I went to. I don't know if he's been going recently, because they've gotten much smaller, obviously.
Nice, nice.
So next weekend, few of us are going to Comic Palooza in Houston. So I was gonna mention we've been like planning out different Comic Con or convention plans for the year, and so far we're doing Comic Palooza next Saturday in Houston, and then we're doing the Alamo City Comic Con for the Saturday and Sunday that's happening. I don't remember when that is. It's sometime in October, and that's gonna be in San Antonio, and then I might go to RTX in Austin, which is the Rooster Teeth Expo.
We gotta go to PAX.
Yeah, I'd like to do that at some point too.
PAX.
RTX is like right here in the city, and I know already Elfer Light's going to be there. But yeah, I'd have to collect a few people to see if we could go there. So if anybody's going to be going to those, say hi to us at some point or something. You can also just leave us like a message in this video or something, and we can work out a way for to meet up.
Kyle will most likely be dressed as Spider-Man or Gordon Freeman.
I will be dressed as Spider-Man in the San Antonio one, actually. I'm fully planning to put together a Spider-Man costume for that one. But yeah, I've been to a couple before. You said you had been to some before?
Yes, actually. Well, I mean, I've been to some. Well, they're not as good as the ones in like Austin and stuff like that.
Have you been to Lubbock ones specifically?
I've been to a Lubbock one.
What is the Lubbock Comic Con like? I'm curious.
The first one I went to, it was literally just like 6 different booths and 2 artists and a bunch of people selling comic books, and that was it. The second one I went to.
That's more like. That sounds. Wait, how big was the location?
It was they like tacked on to like a like Lubbock like arts
Okay.
thing that was already happening at the Civic Center, and so they got like one room.
Was there like one guy who still went all out with some cosplay thing by any chance, or?
I think so, but I couldn't remember.
I like to imagine just one person showing up in this full ornate costume that they made.
And then like I went to one that was in Amarillo actually called Yellow City Comic Con, because apparently Amarillo is Yellow City. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That one was actually interesting because I didn't know I was going. I was going to go play a Magic tournament that was in Amarillo, and we got
I think
there,
you've mentioned this.
and it was inside the Comic Con, and we're like, well, I guess we have to pay to get in the Comic Con and then pay to enter the Magic tournament. So that sort of sucks. But then the con was sort of cool. There were a lot of people dressed up as stormtroopers. A lot.
Yeah. So me and Ian, I wish Ian was here because he'd back me up on this, because it's weird to explain to somebody. It doesn't make any sense. We were at the Houston one last year, and at one point somebody in a stormtrooper outfit turned the corner and started walking toward us. And it is shocking how intimidating it is for a stormtrooper to be marching in your direction. Like, watching the movie, you would not think that at all. And I have no way, like, I have nothing to back this up with. I just sound like I'm crazy right now. But if anybody ever is at a Comic-Con and experiences this too, send us a message and back us up so that we know we're not crazy. It was really weird. Like, they're not intimidating in the movie at all, but there was this guy in a stormtrooper outfit just marching right toward us, and it just like feels weirdly authoritarian just because of, I guess, how you've seen this character
I
before.
think it's just you. I was not
It was Ian
intimidated.
too. It wasn't just me.
Okay.
If it was just me, I wouldn't be talking about it. But Ian actually brought it up, and I was like, yeah, I know. That's what I think. I had the same feeling. It was just like we felt like weirdly on edge with this full armored stormtrooper just like marching past us, like if a cop was passing by or something. It was strange. It was kind of a similar thing too at Renaissance fairs. We were noticing it was funny that everybody subconsciously would step out of the way when anybody dressed as a noble would walk down the path. Like, it took a few times for us to notice, but we suddenly realized, like, wait, why are we just moved to the side of the road as these guys in these garish outfits walked by. Why did we do that? There was no reason to do that.
I've seen 10 million Dr. Horribles.
At Comic Cons.
Oh, everybody dresses like Dr. Horrible.
Hi, Burntel. Burntel says hi.
Oh, it's Bertel.
Also, Sarcasm says he went as ultimate low effort Scott Pilgrim. That's always an easy one to do.
Yeah. And then I also went to another Comic Con. It was actually a gaming convention, not more of a comic convention. I don't remember the name of the town. But it was not bad, actually, because we didn't have to pay to get in. It was another one of those, oops, it's at a Magic tournament. That happens a lot.
You know it's an insignificant Texas town when you can't remember the name of it.
San Angelo. No, it's not insignificant. San Angelo.
Okay.
And they had a big, costume contest there. And, I just remember, one of the girls got up there, and she just looked like, I didn't realize that she was supposed to be in a costume. It looked like she was just wearing, the Japanese dress thing.
Yeah.
With the flower in her hair. I mean, I guess that's a costume, but I mean, she's
probably some anime character or something.
You guys know who I am, right? And then, no. She's like, any brown coats know who I am? And I'm like,
oh, okay, Kaylee.
No, I still don't.
No?
Yeah, but it was Kaylee. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah, okay. I would have recognized that.
You would have recognized that?
I actually literally just finished watching through that entire series again last night.
But, I mean, that's like she's in that one.
No,
time.
I know the Kaylee outfit. It's familiar.
I would figure the Kaylee outfit would be that stupid dress from the.
Her usual thing is actually the jumpsuit. That's usually what I see people.
Yeah, exactly. Or the overalls jumpsuit. Yeah, one of those.
By the way, if anyone hasn't seen that series, it's the best series, and you should go watch it.
It's true. Go watch Firefly. That's your assignment. But
I've only seen it twice now, but it's so good. I thought I'd come up with something intelligent to say there halfway through that sentence, but I didn't. It's just really good.
And then somebody was Star-Lord.
Star-Lord's been a popular one recently.
And it was really, really good. He had the 2 elemental guns, and they looked right.
It's hard to do that one bad. If you do that one bad, it looks really, really bad. You have to do it good to make it look like Star-Lord.
He had, the satchel. He even had the Infinity Gem sphere.
Oh, yeah?
And
Bertel says, another episode of the Kyle and Ricky show, then.
Yeah. And then he even had a Walkman. But then, they're like, oh, man, sing, right? And he's just like, I don't know, sing. And the Dr. Horrible person, he sang a little bit, but you could tell he didn't want to. It's if you're gonna be a character that is known for singing,
you gotta get into it. I learned my lesson by going to the Ren Fair as Dread Pirate Roberts that first year, and then I learned the entire movie for the next time.
You had to learn all the quotes.
Yep. I think so. My favorite low effort costume from my Comic Con was Team Rocket Grunts, actually.
Team Rocket Grunts.
Because all you have to do is get the black outfit, put a red R on the shirt, and then get one of those hats, and then maybe have some Pokeballs or something, and everybody knows what you are. But it probably was a really cheap costume to put together. But it looked really good. We're actually stealing the idea for a video we're gonna do.
I just
So that one
remember
was good.
we were planning on going to like the actual San Diego Comic Con one year.
Yeah.
Like one of my buddies bought tickets and he's like, "Let's go." And then it was like our freshman year at college and none of us had a car. So we ended up not going and he sold his tickets. But we were planning on making a for one of my buddies who's gonna go as Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is a magic card. But like
Yeah.
he's got this pose where he's like got his hands out and there's like an arcing silver thing in between his hands.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Yep, I'm gonna put like something in between my hands and attach it to the hands." He's like, "I guess that day I'm just not gonna pick up anything."
Yeah, some of the costumes people wear, I don't know. Like, a Spider-Man costume is actually already presenting, like, lots of practical problems. And so I can't imagine the people who, like, get these full suits of armor and stuff, just, like, how they function and, like, eat and use the restroom and things when they need to.
Or no, was it? There was a guy at a Lubbock. It was a Lubbock gaming convention. It was not a Comic-Con per se, but they did have like a. They did have a costume portion,
Yeah.
and there was a guy who he was Fiddlesticks from League of Legends, who is a scarecrow,
Yeah.
and he looked like really cool and awesome. But he was on kinetic stilts, if you know what those are.
What does it describe it?
It's like
Is it different than a regular stilts?
it's like they're like independent stilts, and they strap onto your feet, so you don't have to like hold the sticks behind your back or anything like that, right?
Okay.
And they're made to like bend in,
Oh, right. So, like,
so that
the
you can jump on them and stuff like that. And,
Power Stilts.
Huh?
That's the brand. That's
Power
the brand
Stilts,
version.
yes.
Power Stilts. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've wanted some of those for. They look like long fall boots from Portal.
And so like yeah, exactly. And so like that made him bigger, and also it gave him that weird like the way Fiddlesticks walks in the game.
Kind of
is he, like,
bouncy a little
He
bit.
sort of like walks in this like bounce hop thing. He's a scarecrow, and it gave him like that.
That's kind of cool. But yeah, that does sound difficult to maneuver with.
I mean, and then
I don't know.
there were a ton of Annies at that one.
If anybody hasn't seen these, by the way, go look up Power Stilts on YouTube and see some videos. They're actually really cool. If you can figure out how to use them, you can like.
You can run really, really fast.
It lets you run at like 25 miles an hour or something with these things on.
Kangaroo boots. We had a fiddle with those at PAX
Yeah,
Boss.
that's another name. There are a few different names for them. They're like $300 to $400 for them, and I still have not
recovered from
attempted to buy some yet.
recovered from the Vive.
I remember back like a few years ago, that was like my thing when I made like a enough expendable money from the YouTube channel or something. That was going to be my useless thing that I bought, was Power Stilts. And I might still do that someday. Because I've never tried them. I'd really like to try them out at some point. I'll probably just hurt myself, but
But we'll film it. You
yeah,
guys can watch.
There we go.
New Patreon goal.
Donate this amount, and Kyle will get Power Stilts and film himself getting hurt while we're using them.
This much
I
will
love the
also
gamer who
convince
wins.
will convince Ethan to put them on too.
Yeah. We also at the last Comic-Con we went to got a picture with Stan Lee. It was me and actually, you know what? I could probably find it and show it in the stream. I'm gonna do that while I'm talking. But yeah, we got our photo taken with Stan Lee, which is really awesome. I feel like pictures with him are kind of, the demand might be going up.
There was one in Dallas last weekend that I know.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to that one,
buddy
which
of
is
mine
really
went to it.
disappointing.
He made his own Mandalorian costume.
Wow.
He's very into it. He and I believe he made his girlfriend one too. And they went, and the guy who plays Boba Fett in the Star Wars movies was there.
Oh,
so
oh yeah, he was.
He has a picture of him in his full Mandalorian outfit, which is very legitimate, by the way.
Yeah.
Next to the guy who plays Boba Fett, who is old.
That's really cool.
But I mean, I guess everybody from the original Star Wars is old.
Yeah. The also there was the current Doctor and two of the other actors from that show. But
There's only one
It was a
doctor.
bit out of my way, so I didn't need to go. Yep, and that one's going to be at San Antonio, so I do get to get a picture with him.
Excellent.
If they're still available by the time I am able to pay for it, because it's a bit expensive. I'm deciding whether to get the one just with him or with him and Rose Tyler at the same time. Clearly, one of those is a more correct answer.
Wait. How much does he charge for pictures?
For both of them, it's $160.
What?
Yeah.
I have actually because I've been to small ones. I've never been to one where you have to pay to get a picture taken.
Really? How? That's like all of them. How small have you been to?
I mean, I guess like the biggest guest at one of them was like the Red Power Ranger.
We can see the chat, Gamer Who Wins. We're on a bit of a delay though, and also I keep forgetting to look at it, so it might be a little bit to respond to what you say.
Yeah, I think the biggest guest we've had was like the Red Power Ranger from the original Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers go to all of them, I think. It's actually really funny if you start going to enough of them, you start getting a sense for which celebrities have nothing to do anymore. And it's definitely the Power Rangers and Norman Reedus. Those are the two that you see everywhere you go.
But
Norman
like,
Reedus does The Walking Dead and he goes to Comic Cons, and that's like basically his whole life. That's what I'm picking up.
I've never had to like. I guess I've never had to even wait in a line.
Really?
Yeah, like at the gaming one, they had the people from the Dice Tower. If you know what that is.
I don't.
It's like a YouTube channel that reviews board games, and they like literally review and show you how the basics of how to play any board game. But
And they were at one of the cons.
They were at one of the cons, and they did a them.
Hey, L for Light found us live.
Yeah, sweet. They did one. They did a whole panel on game design with a couple of people who had designed games. I don't remember what board games they designed. But
yeah, I haven't. I went to one of the San Antonio ones with Jeffrey. Yeah, with Jeffrey and Amanda last year also, and
Are you in a costume there, or did you just feel like dressing real
Nope,
nice?
That's just what I wear sometimes.
Nice.
A lot of people. Also, I had a badge. That's another thing I haven't mentioned yet. I get to get into all these things for free because I color pictures for a guy who sells art there, and so he gives me a free pass every time I want to go to one of these things because he's at all of them because that's his entire career. So I actually don't have to pay to go to these.
I have a buddy who goes to all the nearby ones.
Yeah.
Because he makes masks.
Oh, okay.
He has
and he sells them, I guess.
Yes.
Or do they just let you in if you make masks?
Oh, in Lubbock, yeah, they just give you a table. But no, like, it's funny because like
that's a prestigious position in Lubbock. Mask makers, they get free access to all public events.
He literally like all like the jokes about copyright. He literally does those.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't joke, but like he made a Venom mask, but he can't call it a Venom mask, so it is an alien symbiote mask.
I actually am really curious. I haven't asked this guy yet, who I do the coloring for, how they get away with it. But I actually don't know. Like, do you have any idea how that works? Like how people draw pictures of copyrighted characters and sell them, and there's no problem with that?
Apparently you just call it something else.
But they don't.
I like
it's a
I like
picture of
Burtell
Spider.
over here. Warwick Davis is the Power Rangers of England.
It'd be pretty cool to see him at a con.
Stanley has the kill me please smile.
Okay, so Stan Lee is actually, I was really impressed with like how friendly he was for the 9 seconds that we talked to him, and for how like 80 years old he is. He's like, we walked in, we barely got to talk to him. They're just like churning you through that whole thing like it's like a slaughter mill. You're just in a line, and you go through, you walk in behind him so you can see the picture right there. You actually walk in behind him, they snap a picture, and you leave, and that's it.
He doesn't even see you.
but he still talked to us. Like, I've heard people talk about going in, like I've heard that disappointingly Billy D. Williams actually is apparently just not friendly at Comic-Cons. Like I've seen.
Who is that?
He's Lando from Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like apparently he just doesn't talk to people. He just sits there like a wax statue and then doesn't respond to anything people say. But we actually walked in and he started the conversation. He just goes like, "Hi," and we're like, "Hey, nice to meet you." And they snap the picture and he says, "Good job," like, "Thanks," and then we leave and that was it. But it was like the best, 10-second conversation we could have possibly had with him.
Okay, so because in October I might have some time to come down and go to this convention with you guys.
You should do that.
I
That'd be
am
cool.
not going to wait in line to pay $100 to take a picture with David Tennant. I am just going to try to take a picture of David Tennant with my phone.
You can't. They have them behind curtains and things so that you
Oh
can't
my
do
gosh!
that.
They hide him in a box. Nobody gets
Yeah.
to see him.
I legitimately think Stanley actually enjoys doing this because he goes to all of them. I mean, that's just what he does now. He just goes around and takes pictures with everybody. I think it's pretty cool. He's still trucking at this age.
I've never been to any convention where you actually do that, like stand in line just to take a picture that you pay an exorbitant. I took a picture with Rhett and Link for free.
Yeah, we did do that. I should get that picture too. I have that one.
Those guys are cool.
I would really I have a whole list. So I think we've probably talked about this before. I have a whole I literally have a physical list of YouTubers I want to meet and work with at some point.
They're
and
up there.
slowly getting it's this really irritating thing where we get closer and closer to all of them. They all know each other. That was incorrect. Don't do that.
What?
There we go. Okay. So I added a screen capture by accident. But yeah, like they all know each other and we keep like circling them and getting ever closer without ever touching. It's really irritating. Like Scott Manley was the biggest one. I didn't really know that much about who he was until I started making Kerbal videos. But I'm hoping like we can start getting some more people, like by working with people we can start working with more people and eventually get to the people we actually do want to work with. But yeah, it's frustrating just because we like I keep having these brief little communications with people who know the people I want to talk to, and it's frustrating. We'll get there eventually, hopefully. Elferlight is asking, will we have a 10-second conversation? If I'm able to make it there, we will hopefully have more than a 10-second conversation. I'm gonna try to get some more of the crew to go to that one.
To go to what one?
To go to the the ATX. That's the one that Elferlight is going to.
Elferlight is in Texas, or he's coming to the one in Texas.
He is coming to Texas. He is from Israel actually, and he's doing a.
Oh yeah, I saw him on the Hangout.
Yeah, he's doing a
cool
vacation. Not vacation really, I guess, but like he's visiting the U.S. for a trip, and he's stopping in Austin during that. So that'll be pretty cool. What do you have YouTubers like other YouTubers who are way bigger than us that you would like to work with?
I've met a lot of the LRR guys.
Whoa. Oh, really? Wait, really?
Yeah.
You've met them?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. We
played
get
against
compared
one
to
of
them
them.
all the time.
I've played
When?
against one of them. Dude, I go to Magic
On what?
tournaments. They all play Magic.
Oh.
They have essentially it's a sitcom for Magic players called Friday Nights that I'm a huge fan of and they don't make enough of. And so seeing them at the Magic tournament is always fun.
Huh. I didn't know that. Well,
So if you can ever arrange us to go to Canada and work with LRR, I'll
if they
join
show
you.
up back down here, you should plug our channel to them.
Sounds
All right,
good.
there we go. There's another photo for everybody.
We can show them our Magic video.
People liked our Magic video actually.
I like our Magic video.
That was like the most hastily put together thing. So yeah, we met. Oh god, my hair looks like crap in that picture. What's wrong with that? Anyway,
In the Stan Lee one or the Rhett and Link?
the Rhett and Link one. I forgot how long ago that was.
Have you put it up yet? No.
Yeah, it won't show up in the in the stream for another like minute, but the gamer who wins when will you next come to England? As soon as I can, I promise. I would actually really like to go back. That same service that I've been using to go on my trips has a London and Paris trip that I would like to. I'd actually just like to go to England and just like road trip around.
I like how that picture starts at the bottom and then just goes.
Because I'm physically sliding it around.
I know. It's great.
But yeah, I would definitely like to go back at some point. I have no idea when, but next chance I get, I will definitely be making a trip out there again.
He is so tall.
Yes, I know. Yeah. By the way,
Kyle,
if you
Kyle
guys,
is not just short in that picture.
I am exactly 6 feet tall. So use that as a reference just to see exactly how
Yeah.
tall Rhett is.
He towered over me too. I'm like 6'2".
I would, on my list, I would like to meet Tomska. We've actually had brief interactions with him. Again, like even that he's donated money to us, and I still haven't actually been able to talk to him. Because he was subscribed to us for a while, and he donated money to the guards themselves, actually. Some of the money we spent on the guards themselves came from Tomska. And then I'd really like to meet Corridor Digital, Rocket Jump, Julian Smith, Dom Farah. He made the laser collection. We're a big fan of his.
Julian Smith made anything in like eternity?
He's back to making stuff, yeah. He actually does stuff semi-regularly now. He took like a year off because he like went and had a kid or something like that. So
I don't know, something about life.
Anthony and Ashley Birch, they're my newest ones. They also work for Rocket Jump now. I'm probably missing somebody, but I think that's my main list at the moment. So yeah, if I could somehow work with or meet any of those people, I'll just be checking them off my list as I go. But yeah, it'd be cool to see those people. Like, I haven't seen any internet people at Comic-Con, so it'd be cool to run into someone like that there. It's mostly actors and stuff. And as far as the pricing thing goes, like it's kind of like you're sort of paying for the photo service too, because it's like a professional photographer taking the picture. So that's kind of something to think about when you're working it in.
Is hilarious. That picture is so great. You should like put it in a photo album or something, or like it just.
I have it on my wall.
It looks like he's just your grandfather. You're just at the. Easter Sunday with Grandpa is what it looks like.
It does kind of, with the way me and Ian are dressed. But oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because I get in free, I get that badge. I actually get like a seller's badge, like an artist badge. And so when I have the badge on and I'm dressed like that, everybody thinks that I work there. So I have people walking up to me the whole time asking me questions, and I'm like, I don't actually know.
I'm sorry. No, just answer them.
What I need to do is use it to like get into the back or go to like sneak into secret areas that I shouldn't be in just because I look like I should be there.
Look, you have a badge and you keep moving
and a tie.
Picture. And a tie, and if you just carry a clipboard with you, you can just walk confidently into anywhere.
That's what I need. I need the clipboard, and I can get into any panel I want. I don't have to wait in line or pay or anything.
You just literally walk to the front and then just walk through the door.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the badge does. That's actually not even sneaking in. The badge lets me walk in through the door. That's the point of it.
It was like in high school when I had those office passes. Those yellow like passes or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd just leave. And if anybody stopped me, I just flash leave. I just show them that I'm like, I've got a yellow pass, and they're just like, oh, okay, and I just keep walking. Dude, senior year, that was fun. I left twice, but I didn't have a car, so I went and I got a friend who had a car. I took a yellow pass out of my bag, and because one day I had to deliver a yellow pass and that person wasn't there, so I just kept the yellow pass. And so I just walked into his classroom, was like, hey, this pass is for Michael, he needs to go. And then I would walk out with Michael. Oops, I said his name. Oh well. I don't think we're gonna get. I don't think
there
there's
were
gonna be
a lot
any
of Michaels.
There's not gonna be any
repercussions
for skipping class in high school. That burnt L. That emote.
I guess that basically covers Comic-Con stuff, though, huh? Is there anything else?
Not really. We talked about that.
To say about that? Can't remember. Last time Last time we drove to Houston like early in the morning, we were at Comic-Con all day. We ate dinner at something called the Hobbit Cafe, which was amazing. And then we drove home in a tornado, so hopefully this weekend will be just as exciting. Maybe we'll record a road trip podcast this time. We haven't done one of those in a while.
Oh, because every time we try to do that, your GPS decides to take us out of reality. Right,
which is the exciting part, so I should definitely try to record on the way back from Comic-Con, that we can talk about it on the interdimensional road trip. Although Rachel will probably be, like, dead, because she usually just falls asleep whenever we get in the car. So
I can't do that. I can't. I mean, I have, actually, but sometimes I can, but I can't.
Rachel can fall asleep anywhere. Like, she can just fall unconscious no matter what. Like, I don't understand how she does that.
I hate to be driving alone, like, being the only person awake and still driving.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I will literally try my hardest to not fall asleep if I'm not driving.
Yeah.
To the point where I will literally just, like, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep, wake up, and just, like, say words incomprehensibly, fall asleep, get asked another question, wake up, answer incomprehensibly.
It's interesting because, like, Rachel can fall asleep whenever, and then she'll be out. One of our friends, Devlin, we discovered during our last Comic-Con trip, he can fall asleep and wake up instantaneously. It's really weird. Like, he can just immediately pass out, be fast asleep, and then one of us can just yell, like, Devlin! He's like, yeah. He just gets up, and he's completely conscious, like, not even a little bit of a delay.
Apparently things I didn't remember is one time we were driving back, and it was really late, and we decided to have... we decided to put on the Les Mis soundtrack and sing along on the way home. Apparently I fell asleep, but proceeded to wake up for all of my favorite songs, and then fall back asleep when I was done singing them. I don't remember that. But apparently I woke up, like, just in time for, like, On My Own, and then fell back asleep, and then woke up again for another
You actually
song.
sang them?
Yeah.
In your sleep?
Yep. So, apparently you need to put up a photo of a whale.
I saw that.
But I have got to get going.
Okay.
I have to go drive somebody to the airport.
Alright.
One of the many tasks of having friends.
You have any final words? Go follow us on Twitter and Facebook if you haven't yet. We're trying to plug our social media stuff more. Check out our Patreon page if you'd like to get more exclusive updates on things, or would just like to support the channel, because we're very soon going to be relying entirely off of the channel income and donations for making these videos. And we should be back in, the way this has been going, a couple weeks. Well, we won't be here next weekend because we'll be at Comic-Con, but there's Reed in the background.
You should just post a Comic-Con update or something. Like, just film something quick at Comic-Con.
Yeah, we could actually, like, film something at a place that we go to,
like,
which we don't tend to do very often.
Like, literally, like, when you sit down for, like, a meal or something, just a 5-minute video.
It had to be on my phone is the only problem, but well, other people do it. I guess I could
bring your small
film
camera.
Something. It's more the audio that I worry about than video. You can't really attach a decent microphone to a phone. But yeah, we'll try to record something, even if it's just a road trip podcast, and then we'll be back with another live podcast a couple weeks from now. We'll probably be doing this every other week because it seems a little bit easier to do it that way. That's what's been happening. So we'll just go with what feels natural. So yep, that'll be it for today. See you all later.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Ricky.
Fun.
Thanks everybody for joining live. Yeah, bye. We're so bad at ending these things.
We're bad at ending everything.
Bye.
Ta-da!